Hello, folks. Your old buddy Les jumping on for a quick live. And it's not a show. Matter of fact, I have absolutely nothing planned other than I got to test this stuff because our live with Les earlier this week just melted down. Something was wrong, and it was wrong in the system. So Isaac's on here saying still sounds bad. So let me see here. All right, let me do one thing, which I should have done before we started, but I didn't. I'll check the audio. And the audio is showing internal microphone. It is not showing Rodecaster. So I'm going to do this.
Now, I should sound better. Isaac, tell me if I do or not. I should sound better. Testing, check 1, 2, 3, 9, and 12. Hello, folks. I'm going to have to play a song or two here to also test. We got praise hands from Brother Isaac. So that fixed the audio part. Yeah, I knew to do that before we started, Isaac. So that's on me. The video's looking okay. It's looking okay on my screen, but is it looking okay on whatever device you are watching on? We got 7 folks on here. Folks, say hey to me. Let me see you say hey over there on our page. Let me see who's watching on this little quick live with Les. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a song or two and just see what happens with that. And I had Isaac. I was over here doing some stuff, and I said, Isaac, get me some vinyl. And so about a minute later, he said, well, like Jim Hamill said, if you're going to do it, do it. So he brought out the greatest album in the history of mankind, the Happy Goodmans, 99, 44, 100% Goodmans. So I'm going to play something off of that. Hello, Nathan, giving me the thumbs up. So things are sounding okay so far and looking okay so far. Thumbs up. Isaac's giving me praise hands. So let me play. Let me get the vinyl situation going on here. Let me play something off of that album. I think it was. I think I'm gonna just play the first cut on here and see what we got. I think it's Wait Till You See My Brand New Home. Can't go wrong by playing that one. The Happy Goodmans. Let's see if this works today. We are preparing for our first birthday show next Tuesday, January 3rd. We're going to do some simulcasting audio and video on the radio and on Live with Les. So we're just testing things out. Same.
If you're awed by this world and all its beauty, many stately mansions daily you may see, but without great wealth I know I'll never own one, and you will neither if you're no more rich than me. But if your soul will beyond what man is building, you can see what earthly mortals cannot see. For on the other side of Jordan there's construction on a mansion being built just for me.
My new home will not sit upon foundation that are man-made and will someday pass away. It won't be built where the stars lie in battle and where the rain clouds often hide the light of day. Oh, but there the cornerstone of God is my foundation. The root of David, Christ the Lord, my coming King. Oh, what a welcome and homecoming there awaits me. And I'm expecting any day to move right in. And wait till you see my brand new home.
You know what that is, don't you? That's stronger than a garlic milkshake. The Happy Goodmans. Wait till you see me in my brand new home. Hey, Steve Chandler, if you're still on, and if you're not like engineering or doing a session or something, you got a minute, call me. Call my phone. I'm going to put you on the air here just for a minute. We'll talk about what happened the day that you engineered and worked with the Happy Goodmans on that song. We'll have a big time talking about that. This is just a test. We're testing. We had some audio and video issues earlier this week. So we're just seeing if things need to be fixed or whatever. But all right, hang tight here. Hey, Steve, hold on a second, bud. Are you there, my friend?
Yes.
Well, Steve, I'm not doing a show. I'm just trying to work out some bugs. And sometimes when you work out some bugs, you got to do it live on the air. So we're live. And so you heard me play Wait Till You See My Brand New Home. Now, you engineered that thing. And
that was.
Talk to us about that record.
Well, you know, the way those records always come to pass, we would, of course, bring Marvin Norcross in. Of course, you know, and then we'd have our basic crew, you know, the Harold Bradley and Leon Rhodes, Sterlecki and Eddie on piano and John Huey on steel, and you know all the people you love, you know, which made that sound, you know, right where it belongs. And then, you know, rhythm guitars, we'd sometimes have Steve Chapman. We'd have even let's see, I'm trying to think. Aaron even played on a few of those.
Sure,
things, you know,
sure.
Played the high third. Remember the high third where we used to use the high third guitar, which I love it to this day. I love high thirds on that. That gives us that nice clean rhythm sound. And
Steve, Steve, let me stop you for just a second.
Yeah,
there's some of us that still use that high third, and you're talking to a producer that still uses that high third.
I know I am. I do to bring it up, but they, you know, it's I still keep a pack of strings here that was specifically for a high third guitar.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's like the second set on the 12 string. That's how the tuning is, you know, and it's so clean, and you know, we put that with the regular 6 string, and you know how we always used to do that. You know? But man, that just inspired, you know. Of course, the singers, we'd have them in there if we could get them all together at the same time. That was always a challenge, but we'd get them in there, and man, it was just, you know, it was a performance. You know, we'd sit there and have church.
Yeah.
And all the musicians, they'd come up there in their motor homes and just stay for 2 or 3 days. And some of this stuff was put together from scratch. You know, even like basics of that song in particular. You know, it got its correct modifications on the day of. Yeah. And you know, and Rusty, you know how he was with his ideas. You know, oh hey man, hey, he'd always call me Claiborne. Hey Claiborne, what do you think about this? You know. And anyway, it was you know, it was just something to look forward to. And we built this platform for Marvin to sit on behind the engineer, and it had a talkback and a clock. He liked to run the clock, and we had it draped in red shag carpet like the control room.
Yeah.
And we called it the Norcross. You know. Yeah. So it was great. But I wish you'd have been up there for some of that, man.
Oh.
That's right down your alley. You know, it's real Southern gospel music. You know?
It sure is. Yeah.
You know, and they were just, you know, I was like we hear them saying, pull Sam out of the mix and see how it changes. Pull any one of them out.
True.
When they're, of course, I mean, Sam had that. He had that the high the part. It's just his vibrato was different than anyone else's. Yeah. They didn't have they all had their individual sound.
Yeah.
That you heard every one of them. Yeah. And it all worked to make that good sound.
It sure did.
Just, you know, and you know, in fact, when you and I get to the studio, sometimes we kind of cheat and get a little bit of that ourselves.
Well, yeah.
You know,
that's right.
We do. We take those examples. You know what? That'll work on this song. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. I am always doing that.
Yeah, I know it. And and you've taught your son a lot about that technique too, and he's getting it.
Yes.
He's amazing. I mean, he's great bass player and great engineer. And,
Thank you.
You know, God has put you two into the right spot. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to think that. I appreciate you saying that, Steve. And let me tell you, brother, you know, when he's playing bass and not engineering, anytime I can get you, you know, I call you, and it's always,
I know,
man, it's
I
always
know.
such a special and great day, Steve. Every time I get to work with you, you just have no idea what that means to me.
Well, same here, because we get in there, we show up in the studio with a smile on our face because we know what's fixing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's great. But I appreciate everything you're doing, and you know, get this testing. That's a good idea, to test this system out and get your vinyl sounding good and all of that.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
So anyway, I'll come out and hang with you sometime.
Oh yes. Well, you did it once, but we got to for sure do it again. Yeah, trust me, we will. We'll do it.
We definitely will. We'll do that. We definitely will.
Well, Steve, have a good day, my friend. I'm glad you jumped on, and I'm glad you had a minute to talk to me.
Well, I enjoyed it, and I jump on every time I see you live there when I can.
Yeah.
And Happy New Year, and the New Year is going to have a lot of things coming.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year to you.
All right. Thank you.
See you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Steve Chandler, engineer for all of those big old Happy Goodman hits. And that high third acoustic guitar business, man, that's legit. That's legit. And there isn't a production that I do that we don't include high third. I don't care that it may cost more, it'll go more time and more this, that, and the other, doesn't matter. It's right. And we go after right. So right on, Steve Chandler. And by the way, I did learn that from you and the Happy Goodman albums. You, sir, I salute for that. Thank you. You know what? Why not? We're starting to get a bunch of people on here. I may end up doing a program by the time this is all said and done. I don't have time for this, but I'm making time. I'm going to have you do another Happy Goodman song from that same album. And you'll hear all those guitars and all the fiddles and that Eddie Crook piano, and sing along. You know it.
Well, I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now. I gotta make it to heaven somehow. Though the devil tempt me and trying to turn me around. He's offered everything that's got a name, all the wealth I want, and worldly fame is, but still I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now.
Ain't nothing in the world that'll ever take the place of God's love. Silver and gold could never buy mighty touch from above. When the soul needs healing and I begin to feeling His power, I can say and thank the Lord, I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now.
Well, I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now. I gotta make it to heaven somehow. Oh, the devil tempt me and trying to turn me around. He's offered everything that's got a name, all the wealth I want, and worldly fame is, but still I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now.
Well, I started out traveling for the Lord many years ago. I've had a lot of heartache, met a lot of grief and woe. But when I would stumble, little would I fall down. And there I could say I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now.
Well, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. I wanna make it to heaven somehow. Though the devil tempt me and he tries to turn me around. He's offered everything that's got a name, all the wealth I want, and worldly fame is, but still I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. Well, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. I gotta make it to heaven somehow. Though the devil tempt me and he tries to turn me around. He's offered everything that's got a name, all the wealth I want, and worldly fame is, but still I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. Yeah, but still I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now.
Oh, yeah, the Happy Goodmans. I wouldn't take nothing for my Jersey cow. Journey now. Well, this is just, we're testing the equipment out, but having a good time doing it. My old buddy Steve Chandler, who engineered all of these great big old Happy Goodman hit albums, jumped on, was listening, and I told him to call me, and he called me, and we talked a while. Let me say hey to some folks. Hello, Daryl Sheely, Central Florida. Nathan Morris, Indiana. Isaac Hughes, of course. He's been helping me here at the house working all this out. Hello, Ken Farley. I called you back yesterday. Nathan Morris. Yeah. Steve, Mike Smith, Nathan Lane. Nathan, you're, hey, Isaac.
Yeah.
When does Nathan start stuff on the air? His stuff start on the air.
Second week in January.
Nathan, starting the second week in January, you're going to be hearing your audio blogs on Real Southern Gospel Radio. Brother John, you're going to love his audio blogs. You need to be listening, as you do, to Real Southern Gospel Radio. Thank you for that. Brother John Hamlin, you liking that I wouldn't take nothing from a journey now, wouldn't you? Or didn't you? Yes, sir. And by the way, ain't that the truth? Man, we're too close to home to turn back now. Don't do it. As the Wise Carvers sing on their new song, they say, stay home. Don't leave. Don't leave the presence and the power of the Father. Amen. Yes, sir, Bob. Well, all of this system sounds to be okay. Hey, Terry Carter, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check. I got the vinyl going on. Somebody, Kevin, Vinyl Vicar. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sounding a lot better than AM radio in a thunderstorm. That's right. Oh, back in the day, I worked some AM radio in a thunderstorm. I promise you that. Going back to the 80s for that. When I got into radio in the 70s, it was FM I was on. So excuse me, I can't say that I was doing AM in a thunderstorm in the 70s, but I did have a little AM and thunderstorm in the 80s. So, Terry, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the new, what is going to be the new Real Southern Gospel Quartet single written by Rebecca Peck. I'm going to do that. See if, so that part of the system seems to be working. Now I got to go down a layer and be sure that this is working. And you say, well, how come you got to, why do you have to know all this stuff's working? Well, next Tuesday, January 3rd, we're going to do a simulcast both live on the air on Real Southern Gospel Radio, as well as on the Live with Les Facebook page. And we have to have all the stuff talking to each other, and it's all got to work together correctly for it to broadcast correctly. So we're doing it in advance of Tuesday to be sure that everything is okay. And so far, so good. So that's why we're on doing this right now. This is not a full-on program, but it's kind of, getting a little taste of it there. Okay, here we go. Let's go to, I think it's cut number 11. I think. Is that what it is? Yeah, it is. Listen to this one, Brother John Hamlin. We're either choosing Jesus. If you don't choose him, you've chosen Barabbas. Real Southern Gospel Quartet.
There before Pilate, the Savior was led, accused by the chief priest who called for his death. Though Pilate found no fault, the priest worked their plan for the crowd to cast guilt on an innocent man. A thief named Barabbas was locked up in chains. The custom said a prisoner could be doomed in exchange. The people heard Pilate call for their choice. Give us Barabbas, they cried with one voice. and let lack of conviction get the better of you.
Did you hear that?
Your heart will grow foolish, and friend, when that happens, instead of Jesus, you'll be choosing Barabbas.
Don't let the lack of conviction get a hold of you. Because if you do, you'll be choosing Barabbas by the time it's said and done. My word.
We all face the moments when the pressure is strong. To heed when the world says, all right, what is wrong? But the solemn reminder echoes through time. Those who call for Barabbas will cry, crucify. If you go with the crowd, doing what they do,
Listen to this song now.
lack of conviction get the better of you. Your heart will grow foolish, and friend, when that happens, instead of Jesus, you'll be choosing Barabbas. If you go with the crowd, doing what they do, and let lack of conviction get the better of you, your heart will grow foolish, and friend, when that happens, instead of Jesus, you'll be choosing Barabbas. Instead of Jesus, you'll be choosing Barabbas. Choosing Barabbas.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Wow, what a song. What a message. Rebecca Peck, thank you, thank you, thank you for writing songs like that, for writing songs with some power and some conviction. Don't let the lack of conviction get the better of you, because when that happens and it's time to choose, you're going to be choosing Barabbas instead of Jesus, like the crowd did. Oh my. Phew. Neighbor, what a song. Thankful, so thankful that Rebecca allowed the Real Southern Gospel Quartet to get a hold of that and allowed me to produce that and get these boys together to do it. Man, what a song. Wow. Well, let's see. We got some folks on here talking to me. Let's see what's going on. Hello, Terry. Good to see you, Terry Knipe. Terry Carter. That was Terry Carter singing barely a tone on that song right there. Well done. Yeah, man. Glenn Taylor. I want to get in your vinyl collection. Now, take it easy, Glenn. Take it easy. Hello, Scott Edwards. Hey, Kevin, I had Kruger talked to Darren Lohr earlier today. Hello, Shannon Bird. Good to see you. Eddie Owens, I believe he's coming back like he said. Yeah, brother Eddie. You and I both know that's the greatest song in the history of all of music. Glenn said worked AM in late 86 and 87. Yeah. Still have my FCC licenses. So do I. With endorsement. I was the youngest person to pass their third-class radio license and endorsement in the FCC in Chicago back in 1976, I think it was. Amen, Brother John. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Glenn Taylor, love that CD, brother. Thank you. Thank you. The CD he's talking about is that one right there. And by the way, if you want to go get it, go to realsoutherngospel.com and go to the store. It'll be right there. CD or thumb drive. Nathan Morris, powerful message. Oh my. Scott Edwards, love this song by the Real Southern Gospel Quartet. Thank you, Scott. Bless you, my friend. And he knows good quartets because he's got him one. The Voice of Truth Quartet. Yow. If you haven't heard them, brother, you need to run out and go get their music now. Hello, Heather. Amber Nelson. Love Real Southern Gospel Quartet. The sound these guys have is fantastic. Thank you, Amber. Bless you. Glenn Taylor. Les, I feel led of God to do some vinyl swap. Take it easy, Brother Glenn. Take it easy now. John Hamlin. That's as stout as a garlic milkshake there, friend. That Barabbas song, boy, oh boy. Whew. Heather, love that CD. Thank you. Thank you all for loving Real Southern Gospel Quartet. Appreciate that. Thank you, Amber. Great song. I agree with you. Glenn, you got about 1,000. That's good, my brother. That's a good start on a great collection. Right on. That's good. Well, I'll tell you what, mark it down Tuesday. Matter of fact, here, since we've got a few people here, might as well do this too. Mark it down Tuesday. It's our first birthday for Real Southern Gospel. And we are going to be simulcasting live on the Real Southern Gospel Radio Network, as well as Live with Les from 8 to 10 a.m. Central, 9 to 11 a.m. Central on Tuesday, and then right back at you from 6 to 8 Central and 7 to 9 Eastern. Live on the air, Real Southern Gospel Radio, as well as right here, where you're watching it right now, Live with Les, simulcast, as we throw ourselves a big old first birthday party. And we've got some folks that's called in and some other folks that will be calling in, probably bring some on the video screen if you're watching. And going to reminisce over the past year, man. It's been unreal. All I can say is to God be the glory for great and mighty things he hath done. Amen. And we're going to have a big party about that on Tuesday. And we invite you, okay? Now, let me tell you about this too. We got other people jumping on here. John Hamlin, hey, friend, great job on that song. Thank you, Brother John. Barabbas. Lord, I hope radio plays that song because people need to hear that message and they need to sober up. And I'm speaking to me and to you, because the second that you let conviction, the lack of conviction, rather, get the better of you, it's not long before you're going to be choosing Barabbas instead of Jesus. That song needs to be played because we need to hear that message and we need to tighten our belts. Brother Terry, yes, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, man. Great singing, Brother Terry. Thank you. Hey, my Aunt Sue. How you doing, Aunt Sue? Glad you got to jump on. Glenn Taylor, happy birthday. Go to bed with the Real Southern Gospel Radio playing. God bless you, Glenn Taylor. You know, many do, and I am thankful for that. You just have no idea. Now, let me tell you about this. Good night. You need to be a part of this. Yeah, I won't put this up on the screen. First off, on Friday night, March 10th, we've got a Real Southern Gospel thing happening at my home church, Middle Tennessee Baptist Church. The Primitive Quartet will be there, one of their very last singings ever. They're in their retirement tour. They retire in April, and I got a March 10th, Middle Tennessee, Murfreesboro. Be there or be square. Now, on top of that, for the first 50, we've got, I think, 54, I think it holds. And so, I'm going, and we got some help. So about 50 folks can do this tour if they choose to. We are honoring the Southern Gospel Trailblazers tour, where we are going and we are touring the grave sites of folks like Dottie Rambo, J.D. Sumner, the Spears, Buck Rambo, Roger Bennett of the Cathedrals, Glenn Payne of the Cathedrals, and many, many more. And we're going to have a big time. I'm going to be your host. We're going to be singing songs made popular by these fellas and reminiscing. And I'm going to be bringing a lot of my Southern gospel memorabilia, some of my own museum to this tour. And you're going to get a catered meal at 5:00, a meet and greet with the Primitive, special seating there for the singing on that Friday night. Going to get early bird tickets. Purchases will receive a free gift bag per family of a bunch of free music and free stuff that'll bless you. And so for more information, go to realsoutherngospel.com and click on the button that says events, and you can buy your ticket there. And again, there's only like 50. So I would say hurry up. It's going to be a special night, and this afternoon tour is really going to be something different, unique, and I believe it's going to honor some giants that we play every day, every hour, to be honest with you, multiple times every hour on Real Southern Gospel Radio, and what I play here on Live with Les as well. And we thank God for those who went before us and gave us this kind of music. And it is laser-like focus to be sure that it continues vis-a-vis the Real Southern Gospel Radio Network. So go to realsoutherngospel.com and click on the events button, get your ticket, 50 of you can, and then I have rented a customized tour bus, customized tour bus to take us in comfort, and we're going to have a great afternoon, then have a great meal together, and then just worship and have church with the Primitive Quartet. As you know, that's all that they do. When they show up, they just show up for the sake of worshiping the Lord and going to church. That's what we're going to do Friday, March 10th. Real Southern Gospel sponsored opportunity there, and I'm holding it at my home church. The singing that night's free. It's a free will offering. 7:00. Just come on. Come one, come all. Now, with the response we're getting, I feel strongly we're probably going to have a church that's full. That means about 500 people. You might want to get there early. And if you get a ticket for the Trailblazer, honoring the Trailblazers thing, you're going to have special seats taken care of, so you don't have to worry about it. But the other 450 of you better get there early. Yeah. So there you go. Thanks for watching, folks. This wasn't a Live with Les, although it kind of turned out to be a little mini one. But we had to work out some kinks, and I still don't understand what went wrong, but it appears to be right now. Pray that it'll go right on Tuesday. And again, I invite you live simulcast on the Real Radio Southern Gospel Radio Network, as well as right here on Live with Les. We're going to simulcast from 8 to 10 a.m. Central, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern, and 6 to 8 Central, and 7 to 9 Eastern on this upcoming Tuesday, our birthday, January 3rd. Okay? We want you to be a part of that. All right. We're done. God bless you all. Have a good day, good weekend. Get to church on Sunday. Worship him. He